Today's video sponsor is Webull, a free online stock brokerage giving my audience 6 free stocks to sell for bike parts. All you gotta do is click the link in my description, deposit as little as 1 cent into your brokerage account, and they give you all that free money. Good luck. The bar spin is probably the most popular trick to learn in BMX. I do it all the time. Everybody I see at the skate park does them all the time, and it's what you guys want to learn the most. So today we are going to learn how to bar spin. Make me a deal. If you get any value out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. Also comment down below any other tricks you would like me to make a how-to on next. I actually have a BMX class. It's called a Fast Bass BMX class. It's designed to completely cut the learning curve. Another trick I've learned in 5 to 7 years together, right? So you've learned the one-hander, you learn the sponsorships, boom, you've immediately a channel. Everything I've learned is compiled into a BMX class for you guys. It's there to help you guys get really good, really fast, learn bar spins, learn how to buy bikes, when to buy bike parts, good brands, bad brands, riding attire, the best shoes to buy, how to get the best bang for your buck, the mental aspect of BMX. BMX is a whole picture. Everything you need to know about it, especially how to get good fast, is in that class. So click the link in the description, check it out. Also check up your Icon bar spin shirt whenever you learn this trick, and let's get into the tutorial. Now, if you've seen my past tutorials, those are still great, but I always feel like, about once a year, I have upgraded my quality, and I just feel like I can present this how-to to you guys even better than I did before. So without further ado, number 1 is learning the basics. You're going to want to decide which direction you are going to throw. If you are left foot forward, then you're going to be tossing to counterclockwise. If you are right foot forward, you're going to be tossing clockwise. So basically, you are going to throw towards your front foot. Number 2 is learning the basic motion. You can do the classic be on your back or putting the pedal on your leg and leaning back, or you can lean back up against the wall. You can stand behind your bike with your tires pinched and toss like that. I'm sure you've seen people do this, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you need to figure out which way you're gonna throw and then master that motion. You need to be able to pick up your bike, do 2 bar spins before it hits the ground again. Then you're ready to start learning a hot bar or a flyout bar. Personally, I recommend learning flyout. It gives you more time to get the proper form, but I know a lot of people who've had great success learning them flat. Then you are going to want to study the correct form. You can do that by watching bar spin tutorials like this video and watching my video examples, watching BMX edits, but it's really important that you understand what a good bar spin looks like. Then, of course, you're going to want to understand the common mistakes, which is a very important section of this video that we are going to talk about at the end. Number 2 is preparing for the bar spin itself. Do not be afraid to pad up. Throw on the helmet, throw on the elbow pads, the wrist guards, the bubble wrap, the shin pads, the ankle pads, whatever you gotta do. But if you're going to pad up anywhere, I would recommend a helmet and shin pads, as shinners are a decent part of bar spins. You're gonna wanna find a good ramp or flat. Like I said, this is totally up to you. A small quarter, a big quarter, a roll-in, the mega ramp off of El Toro, I don't care. Just find something you're comfortable with that gives you a decent amount of time. If you can't bunny hop that high, I don't recommend learning them flat. And visualize yourself doing a bar spin. Close your eyes, visualize yourself doing a bunny hop, tossing the bars in first-person view. Don't third-person that hoe, first-person view. Close your eyes, imagine yourself successfully doing it, get yourself prepared, hyped, open your eyes, and go for it. So now we're getting into the actual bar spin. Now what's very important is that you master the bar spin motion and you understand the form. So here is how to bar spin. You're gonna wanna get at least 1 to 2 feet off the ground, anywhere from here to be able to have time for a proper bar spin. You can do either the bus driver motion or the tossing motion, whichever you're more comfortable with, and you would have figured that out in your phase where you're learning the motion, right? So you toss towards you, your other hand goes under, whether you're bussing or just simply tossing. So let's say I'm left foot forward, I'm gonna toss like this, and you can see my video examples on how to properly throw a bar spin. It's hard to explain, you just kind of gotta watch it in slow motion. But you'll figure it out quick enough whenever you actually, lean back on your bike and just pick it up and start doing bar spins. You'll figure out the motion pretty quick. So then you've got the motion down, you got 1 to 2 feet off the ground. You're gonna wanna keep your weight even over the frame. Notice how my spine is almost, or my back is almost parallel with my top tube. So you're not gonna wanna be bar spinning back like this or bar spinning forward like that. A lot of people I see, they jump up, they bar spin, and then this bike just goes flying in front of them. You're gonna wanna have your back to be realistically, I'm talking parallel, baby. You're gonna want your back to be like this, near even with your top tube. Now, it's not gonna be exact, but what I'm trying to say is you don't wanna be able to hop up and throw it and it goes in front of you. You want it to bar spin under you, not in front of you. So keep your weight over the bike. Then of course, you are going to want to pinch everything. Now, a lot of people say, raise your seat, pinch the seat. That's great, but let me give you a little bonus tip. I personally like to pinch my cranks. So here's my pedals and then the cranks are right there, right? I like to dig the front foot, the heel under the crank, and the back foot, the toes under the crank, right? So you're pinching your cranks. You're going to pinch everything you humanly can. And that's naturally going to set your feet closer to each other, kind of near the sprocket. Then you're going to be pinching not only the seat in your cranks, but everything in between. Your bike is rock solid. That is going to solve the problem from it going left to right. So you've got the hop, right? You're jumping, your weight's even, everything's pinched. You know the motion, so it's time to do it. When do you throw the bar spin? Well, simply at the peak of your jump. So you're going to jump, even out, everything's pinched, and then right at your peak is when you're going to throw it. You don't want to throw it like this because then you're going to, toss it up in the air and it's going to go away. So you're going to wait, jump, get your weight even. When you start to come down at the very peak, toss the bar spin, then you're going to come down. Because if you toss it too early, you're going to throw it up. You toss it too late, you're going to throw it down. You're going to throw it with your left hand, catch it with your right, or vice versa if your right foot forward, and then prepare for landing. That is and simple how you do a bar spin. Now we're going to talk about things, this is probably the most important part of this tutorial, is things that you do not want to do. You don't want to throw down. This is hands down the most common problem I've ever seen with people learning bar spins. They send me videos on the DMs all the time, and what they do is they jump up and they throw the bike down. You don't want to do that. How do you solve it? Don't throw down and away. They're doing it out of fear, right? So you're going to want to toss it towards you. A lot of people don't even realize that they're doing it. They don't even think about it. So take a video of yourself in slow motion, watch yourself, figure out what part you're screwing up. Is your feet blowing off? Are you throwing down? Are you leaning back too much? And then analyze it, go back to whatever step that is, and then fix it, right? So you don't want to throw down. Avoid that. That's like my biggest thing. You also don't want to throw away from you. Maybe you are tossing it toward you and your bike's not dropping before you do, but it's going in front of you, because a lot of people, they'll start the motion and then they just simply dump it because they're scared. You got to be over your bike. Do it with confidence. I mean, you know you can do it. It's physically possible, right? So don't be scared of it. Don't go down. Don't throw away. Hop and then toss it towards you and under you. And you also don't want to give it a half-ass throw. I mean, if you get everything perfect, but then you start like stopping right here and you're going to land with your hands crossed, you got to make sure you toss it either good enough and smooth enough that it's going to get all the way around, or make sure this hand keeps going. Sometimes it likes to stop and blow off and the bike drops, but you got to force that hand to bust all the way through. That's just a personal preference on how you choose to throw. You also never want to take off your feet. I mean, chances are if you're landing over your bike, if your weight's all right, even if your hands do blow off and it lands, you'll probably still land and be fine, but do not take your feet off. Pinch everything at all times. You gotta commit. You also don't want to throw and catch overhanded. That just looks ugly. And then of course you do not want to throw X-up style. Those are really ugly, it's a really bad habit, and it just makes bar spins harder. It's so much easier to learn it the right way. There's no shortcut, you just gotta learn it the right way, follow the steps I told you, and don't throw X-up. It's just so much simpler to do it the right way. It's faster, it's less work, you're only using one hand instead of two. Just avoid that at all costs. So another little piece of advice I have for you is you're probably going to watch this video, get padded up, go outside, and get ready for some bar spins. And it's gonna take a while for you to get yourself to throw the first one. And chances are, it might not be pretty. If you follow everything I said, you in theory will land it, sure, but there's probably something that you're going to screw up. So like I said, I like when people set up a slow motion camera, analyze what part went wrong, go back and fix it. So what you're gonna wanna do is set that camera up, have your friend or family member film it for you, whatever you gotta do, tripod, doesn't matter. Give it a few good attempts, give it 5 solid attempts. Then watch the video, figure out what you did wrong, and if you don't know what you did wrong, refer back to this video. You know, I always say, I wish that people would watch how-tos 1 to 3 times. You know, 2 is the sweet spot, right? Because you watch a movie and then you're like, oh, this is a great movie. Then you watch it again and you pick up on a couple little things here and there that you didn't even realize the first time. That's just an entertaining movie. we're talking about straight facts here. So imagine how much information you might be just skipping over because it is kind of a word salad. I am kind of giving you a lot of extra detail. So make sure you watch this tutorial a couple times to really soak in like a sponge all of the information to maximize your success with learning bar spins the quickest. Anyway, that is how to bar spin. I know this was a long tutorial, but you guys know how we do it. We like to go into great detail, get the whole picture around the whole trick, and I hope you gained some value out of today's video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below any other videos you would like to learn next. And hey, if you would like to progress in BMX really fast and just learn the whole thing and everything there is to know in one package, then click the link in my description. Join the Fast Pass BMX class. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to have you, and I will see you in the next tutorial.